again, everyone, and welcome to the Credit Bank Small Business Spotlight, where we put the spotlight on inspiring business owners. We learn their stories, and they share what drives their success. We are sponsored by Credit Bank, where you can get up to $500,000 in working capital with monthly payments in less time than it takes to drive to the bank. I'm your host, Irv Cruz, and today I am joined by Jennifer Winchester. She is the owner of the Playground Pro, where they craft custom playgrounds nationwide. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me. This is a lot of fun. I love it.
It sure is. It's going to be fun, too. So, Jennifer, take us back to the beginning. Why did you start the Playground Pro?
So I am a single mom, and as a single mom, it's always on my shoulders to be able to provide for my kids. So I was trying to get out of the hourly thing, and I was trying life insurance, but I found it was not really my niche. So I ended up running into this guy that was building playgrounds by himself, and I myself could not figure out the logistics of how one person could build a playground by himself. So
Right.
He invited me to come out with him one day, and I did that, and I fell in love with the whole process. I ended up just working with him every day with the nuts and the bolts, putting all the stuff, all the hardware together, and just became his subcontractor. Then within a year, I was actually building the playgrounds by myself. So it was like a full round thing. I love working outside with my hands, getting done around like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then, just having the rest of the day. It was nice. So we ended up just knocking it out. And then a few months later, we wanted to start our own business. The people that we were working for did not want to pick up the manufacturer that we wanted to pick up, which was Swing Kingdom. And we just ended up going to town, getting the business going.
And what type of locations are these playgrounds built? Is it strictly, commercial, or is it residential as well?
So we actually do both. Honestly, my main client are child care facilities, commercial playgrounds. So like child care facilities, HOAs, apartments, all that kind of good stuff.
And how, when you were starting out with this business, this idea, this concept, this dream, what did you do to market yourself and get your name out there in a way that separated you from others in the space?
This beautiful face. No.
Listen, I buy into that too. I'll go with that. Okay.
No, I actually, networking in person was really, really huge. Putting myself out there on Facebook, and even using free avenues like Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
Putting all individual playgrounds on there was really, really big. But the biggest thing of all was just getting the boots on the ground and actually going to individual places and introducing myself.
Yeah. And you're pretty much nationwide right now, correct?
Yeah. The manufacturer is located in Pennsylvania. It's an Amish company. And so they make the playgrounds, deliver, and install them. While in the beginning, I measure the area where the playground is going. I go to the property, and then I bring my handy dandy laptop with the design center. We have a 3D design center, and we design it right there in their office or their home. And, get everything that they want specifically, and instead of having to choose from A, B, or C, you get to really specifically choose what you want on your playground. It's the neatest thing.
So does it require that you travel to these locations, or do you do that virtually? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's actually both. So if you are within like 2 hours of a town and country in Florida, I'll actually go to you. But if you're outside that zone, a simple Zoom call with blueprints, or even just knowing the size of your area helps. And then having a visual FaceTiming or a camera to look at your area. Wonderful.
That's wonderful. I mean, do you like to travel?
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's nice. I have ADHD, so like getting out of the office is nice. Going to different places also was one of the things that really caught me about the playgrounds is not going to the same place every single day.
So out of all options that you have, or all opportunities that you have to you know build a business, why playgrounds?
Because not only are they wanted, they're needed. So we
Right.
provide a safe option for kids. With it being that they're vinyl PVC casing on the playground, you're not going to have to worry about it. The playground, you don't have to worry about splinters or it being weathered. They last a long time, and they are Amish made. So I don't know. It's just something. It's just fun. People like to see me because I have a fun product, and I like to improve people's aesthetics at their centers.
Right.
It gives everybody a nice little facelift on the ground.
Yeah, you have a fun product, and you also have a fun personality. It seems I'm liking it. I'm feeling that energy. When I was a kid, I was usually at the playground. My favorite thing was the monkey bars and just swinging. But also, we used to have these contests on who can go the highest in the swing without either flipping over or falling off.
Oh yeah.
And got a couple of bruises along the way. Were you a huge playground person when you were young as well?
Absolutely. And playing tag was one of my favorite ones. Manhunt was another thing that was a lot of fun on the playground. So just those fun games are a good time.
Yeah, and I know, Jennifer, when businesses are first starting out, it can be pretty tough to secure the financing to launch. And I'm going to continue to reference it this way: your dream. Mm-hmm. How did you manage that early on, and what advice can you share with our listeners?
So as a single mom with not the best credit, it was definitely an uphill battle. But being that I had parents that believed in me, they luckily were able to help me with an equity loan out of their house. So that was an option people have. You can also go to a private lender, like a person that has some type of equity in their house. You could do a hard loan from them. So
right.
Yeah. That's the path that I took.
Yeah, and early on, and even present day, but let's talk about like when you started and as you were, trying to build this business, you're always going to come across some major hurdle or some big challenge. What was your biggest hurdle and how did you overcome it?
So the biggest hurdle up to date is finding the right people around you. I had wonderful success the first year. I made, my third year goal in 9 months. Then last year, I had a surmountable amount of success, but unfortunately had the wrong person working for me.
Oh, okay.
A director of finance really took advantage of my ignorance, just to be quite blunt with it. You don't know what you don't know. And unfortunately, I did not know certain things. And that really bit me in the backside. But it's okay because God is my business partner. He's always on time.
I love that.
And he's the best appointment maker. So I definitely recommend teaming up with the big guy up in the sky to help you out because he really is great with it all.
That's a wonderful message and something that I, take to heart as well. So I want to thank you for sharing that. So how long have you been in business? About 4 years?
No, actually, it's been 2 years in my own business. I got in the playground business in 2020.
Okay.
So my own personal business started in 2022. And it's been quite the journey, to say the least.
Okay. Well, I want to know a little bit more about the journey. What would you say right now? Share with us.
Okay. What
has been your absolute proudest moment or biggest achievement?
That's going to be getting into the Hillsborough County grants. So I started my business in December of 22. It gave me a good almost year to get really my logo, get all my ins and outs of how I'm going to do the invoicing, just all the nitty gritty stuff. Right. Then in December of 2023, the grants opened where Hillsborough County had grants to upgrade Hillsborough County school playground equipment. And I jumped on that. I ended up measuring 50 centers. 20 of them got approved. And so each 20 of those playground centers purchased 1 to 3 playgrounds apiece. and it helped me reach my $650,000 playground equipment sales. So that was incredible. So my first year I made I sold 90,000 playgrounds. And my second year it was
fantastic,
650,000. So that was really, really huge, really big.
Yeah. So I could see where that would be, just a huge achievement and a very proud moment. When you build these playgrounds, do you have like a ribbon cutting ceremony?
No, I do. I have time-lapse video going on. So I get nice video of the whole thing going. What happens is they bring the pre-built towers and playgrounds on a big flatbed truck. And then they have 2 or 3 workers. That's it. Move the playgrounds off that flatbed truck, push it with like individual wheels on the tower, pushing them in place. And then they build everything on it. So it's a lot of fun to watch them put it all together. If I can, I'm there for every installation every time. Because it's just neat.
Oh, okay. So when it's up and running, I bet it just gives you a lot of joy just watching the kids run to that new playground and start playing. And do you get that feeling like, yeah, I did that?
It's like a parent watching kids open their presents on Christmas Day. It's really fulfilling, and it's a really good feeling just to be able to add to somebody else's life in a healthy way. It's always good to get kids off electronics, outside in the sun, using their muscles, and just trying new things. It's a lot of fun to watch.
That's wonderful. That's absolutely. I could just imagine myself. If I was in your shoes and watching these little ones, because it the way you describe it, it's more than just a playground.
Absolutely.
So there's another benefit to, as you said, for example, using their muscles. There's another, there are other benefits than just playing around and have fun. They can even acquire a skill.
Yes, and it's taking calculated risks. It helps them to see what's safe, what's not safe, it helps them with their small or the large motor skills, the minor motor skills, all that, the fine motor skills, all that good stuff.
Fantastic.
And we love to be inclusive. So a lot of our sets are ADA compliant, and also we like to make sure everybody with all the different abilities that they have can play on the playground. So we have certain things added onto the playground, like our ADA transfer steps. It allows for somebody in a wheelchair to be right up to that playground to get out and to be able to try what they can do. And a lot of safety. We follow ASTM guidelines and requirements, which is needed for commercial playgrounds. So we make sure everything's top-notch, safe first and foremost, but also inclusive. So that's another thing I really love about these playgrounds.
Are there? So I don't. Forgive me if you kind of glossed over this next question, and I didn't catch it or not. But is there a permitting process you have to go through before you build these on a commercial space?
So yes and no. It really depends on the county. So typically no, because it's not a permanent structure. We don't cement them into the ground. They're actually anchored into the ground. So we are able to move them if need be. If you're a homeowner and you're moving and you really love your playground, we do have a moving service available.
So where do you see yourself in the next 2 years? Any lofty goals or aspirations for your business?
Absolutely. So my next goal, my keyword for this year is consistency. But my next goal, my next level is I want to open like a playground warehouse emporium where it's going to have all playgrounds inside, because Florida is hot and where it's raining.
I know it.
I want to have an inside playground area with a lot of certain amenities. I don't want to really just put them out now, but certain things added to that. And then also office rooms for working parents or homeschooling co-ops, be able to rent that room out. If a parent has a meeting, like a 45-minute meeting, and they have a kid and they want their kid to be tired and occupied, we're going to have, workers on the floor watching the kids, allowing you to be able to do your work in the office, and just like a hub. I'm a single parent, so that's kind of my perspective in life. So Having somewhere where your kid is safe, getting their energy out, and allowing you to be able to do what you need to do is my goal.
That's fantastic. Well said. So as far as, where you want to be in the next 2 years, if you had the proper resources and support in place, what would you change about your business almost immediately, like tomorrow?
The location. I'm in a quite of a small area. It's just a small shed office, and then I have a small lot with three playgrounds, display playgrounds. So probably a little bit of a bigger area. If I had enough resources, I would start on that warehouse because that's my next big goal.
Wonderful. Well, Jennifer, I got to say, it's been great learning about the Playground Pro and how it's making a difference in the lives of kids, even big kids like me. I got to believe you'll see some of them on the playground as well.
Oh, I try every single playground out after we install them. I go down the slide and
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Every single time.
It never gets old. I mean, as long as your body is capable of handling whatever trauma you may go through in sliding down a slide, because I've seen some videos of people, sliding and they're bouncing all over the place. They land on the ground and they get up like, ouch.
Yeah.
But you're never too old to get out and have a little fun, especially if you're having that fun with some children as well. It could be, an amazing experience. So for those that want to connect, those that are listening to us and listening about you and your journey, how would they connect with you? How would they find you?
So you can call me at 813-260-9107. You can check me out on my webpage at theplaygroundpro.net. Again, theplaygroundpro.net. And then on all socials, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and some videos on TikTok, it's The Playground Pro. So you'll be able to find me. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Awesome. Find her, folks. You're going to have a lot of fun, and you can already see her personality and the joy and passion that she puts into the work that she does, and her desire to just, bring joy to the hearts of many kids and big kids alike. Thank you once again for sharing your story with us, Jennifer. And for our listeners, if you've enjoyed, because I know I did, but if you've enjoyed this business spotlight, be sure to tune in and subscribe for more inspiring spotlights. Once again, I'm your host, Irv Cruz, and we'll see you on the next Credit Bank Small Business Spotlight. Jennifer, thank you once again for joining us, and we wish you all the success in the world.
Have a playful day.
If you enjoyed this video, click here to watch another exciting episode.